Hello and welcome back to the oh-so-friendly confines of the Children's Arena here in Oshawa, Ontario for quarterfinal number 3 of our triple header here in the Arena Lacrosse League playoffs. This matchup will feature the number 7 seed Peterborough Timbermen taking on the 2nd seed Paris Riverwolves. Two teams, of course, that met twice during the regular season. Surprisingly enough, it was Peterborough that came away with an 8-6 win on March 24th, and prior to that, a 15-12 game. All set to get underway here. Head coaches for the Peterborough Timbermen, Joe Sullivan, Ray Dance, Derek Cruff, and Mark Cruff are the assistants as we're underway here. And for Paris, it's, of course, Jamie Dubrick and his assistant, Chris Driscoll. Officials for today's game, John Watson is the crew chief. Ryan Wilson and John Sutcliffe will round out the 3 men in stripes. And right off the bat, Dan Keene with a shot wide violation. And it will go back the other way, of course. Paris glad to have Dan Keene back in the lineup. 44 points during the regular season. Second to his teammate Mike Burke, who led the way with 63. Peterborough now will work it around the horn, their first look on offense. And Joe Wasson working on the left side shot. Joel Matthews' backhand try will go off the board, stay in play, and in transition, speeding down, taking advantage of it. Good swim move, but lost track of it was Logan Holmes, and it'll go back the other way. In goal for the Riverwolves is Nolan Clayton. He's been a mainstay between those pipes. And at the other end, Brett Paris for the Timbermen. Matthews tried a quick underhand. That went well wide. And it's Joe Hall working in the off the boards, but he loses the battle to John Micah. And now it's going to be Braden Curran that's going to loop around, and he will dump it off to Mike Burke, team's leading scorer. Quick shot from Colin McDowell, and it will go back the other way. Teetering on that line was Wasson, and Peterborough now will move in. Chris Atwood will dump it off. Dan Mickle gives it off. Mark Brandenburg, of course, instrumental in this Peterborough offense as well. Loses it under 10 on the shot clock. Double teamed in the corner. Brandenburg fishing for it, can't come up with it. 2, and it will be Paris that come away with it, and they move it up. Blaze McCullough dumps it off. A little bit of shucking and jiving, but going nowhere. Dan Keene will set things up deep on the right side. Burke makes a move, came to the far side, but Paris had closed that door. Great pass up ahead, 2-on-1, Matthews, and he pockets the first goal of this game. Off the draw, Brett Coons doing battle with Derek Surley. And the ball loose, Paris will come away with it. And a good job to elude some defenders was McCullough, and Surley will have it, send it over to Burke. Burke will get a screen, a late one from Keene, comes across, bounce shot wide, not able to get it as his stick was caught in a jersey. Back the other way, looking for the trailer, but read perfectly, and it'll come back the other way. Excellent job from Mackenzie Mitchell, as Paris now will regroup in the offensive end. Curran swings it over to McDowell. McDowell to Burke, and that's going to be an interference call, and it'll go back the other way. 11:35, long pass looking for Atwood. And that's picked up by the Riverwolves, and they will bring it back over. Big Rob King. Rob Codger. Rob King wearing 55. Burke working on the half boards. 1-on-1, got a screen. Good skip pass and bullet finish. So Burke, the facilitator, gets it done. Curran is the finisher. This time it's Coons that draws it back, but the Riverwolves that gain possession, and Surly's going to pull it out, and he'll flip and retreat. Curran to Keene, and Dan Keene will look for an opening, goes to the overhand. Paris makes a good stop, goes out of play, and it'll be a fresh 30 for the Riverwolves. Burke, one-on-one, looking to split the D, curls around, and there's going to be a delayed penalty, trying to tuck that in. Was Colin McDowell, and we'll have our first penalty of the game. So Brett Coons, the guilty party, and it's the Riverwolves that will have the first power play of this game. Trying to punch their ticket to the Final Four next weekend at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center in Oakville, Ontario. Big overhand shot stopped. And keep an eye on Spencer Pike, who has one of the best overhands. Joel Matthews going hard to the net. Jump shot. It's in. So Joel Matthews putting on a display, does a great job to score on the jump shot, and it's 2-1 for the Timbermen. So a shorthanded marker for the Timbermen, and the Riverwolves will gain control off the draw, and Surly will set things up as they trail 2-1 here with a minute 25 left in the man advantage. 10 minutes into the opening quarter. Big shot from Burke, stopped by Paris, and had it ricochet back and almost in. Managed to smother it, and he'll move it up. Paris, one of the better throwing goaltenders in the Arena Lacrosse League, as you'll see with the low ceiling here at Children's Place. Matthews weaving through traffic, flip back, backhand try. Good save by Clayton. And the Riverwolves now will go to work with just under a minute left in the man advantage. Burke. Keene on the half boards. Of course, missing a familiar face in Drake Smith. Usually a mainstay on that right side. Big shot from Pike on target. Paris now will loft it up and on the money. 2-on-1, 1-2 back of the net. So well executed by the Timbermen. The benefits of having a goalie that can really throw the ball well, you see how teams take advantage, and Paris continues to dominate in the face-off circle, but not on the scoreboard. 9 minutes to go here, opening quarter. The Whitby Steelhawks have punched their ticket. St. Catharines Shockwave are in. One of these two teams will earn that final spot. Underhand, stopped by Paris, and heads up as he makes a good pass. Atwood can't handle it, too casual. And a good job by Rob Codger not to touch that ball. Burke with an opening, goes 5-hole with the bounce. So the Paris captain on the board with his first goal of the game, and once again, the Riverwolves come away with the loose ball off the draw. Headman up. No numbers, good sidearm. Paris there to stop it, but not able to corral the rebound, and he loses track. And a great job by McDowell to pocket that loose ball. And it's now 3-3. Tied at 3 at the 8-minute mark. And again, Riverwolves working in the offensive end. Surly came rolling through. That's going to be an interference call. And that'll be Paris ball, as a very exuberant Zach Thompson going after everything with a pulse. Burke, skip pass, diving in. Pike couldn't get his shot off, looking for a cutter. Goes off a defender. Shot clock winding down to 10. Illegal screen there from Keene. Keene's going to wreak some havoc on the way. And It'll be Thompson that brings it over the timeline, and he'll hustle off as Atwood dumps it off to Matthews. Matthews, duck in underhand. That's wide, just missed the mark. Looking down low. Chris Atwood again in the corner, ball loose. Matthews fighting for it, losing that battle, though, to Rob King. And that's going to be looks like we're going to have ourselves, the officials, timeout. So back to live action now at the 7-minute mark, tied at 3 here in the opening quarter. Riverwolves working around. Keene hasn't been able to get a shot off so far in this game. Well defended, and the flip back to Burke. Keene gets it back, working behind the net, does a swim. Good defense, staying with him, and forced the turnover. So a good defensive possession from the Timbermen, and they lug it over the timeline, but they give it right back. And Pike now holds on to it, and he'll move it in. Spencer Pike dumps it off. Burke through a screen. Good save from Paris. And he'll flip it back to Atwood, who will find Colton Armstrong in full stride. Atwood, of course, will get it back, dump it down low, and sure if may have ludicrous. Atwood with a steal, and he continues right through into the crease. And not the first time that Nolan Clayton has had to deal with trespassers in the crease area. Ryan Wilson decided that was an interference call on Atwood. He will spend 2 minutes in the box, and the Riverwolves will go back to work on the power play. Everyone will get a touch. Around the horn it goes. Burke, the quarterback. Keene sitting on the right shooter spot. Looking to screen. Goes down low. 5-hole to beat Paris. So Dan Keene on the board, and it's 4-3 Paris. Surly and Coons, and it's Surly that gets it headman quickly. Good save by Paris. And the Timbermen will bring it back. Got to keep an eye on Brett Albicus, one of the best transition men in the league. Him and Brandon Slade are awfully good. So Albicus now working with Jamie McMahon, and he'll think twice, dump it out to Keene, and retreat. So Paris very similar to the Shockwave in that they have transition players that can put the ball in the net. Good cross-court feed, looking for a cutter was Burke. Surly now fighting for the loose ball, loses it. And it's Nick Karam that comes away with it and sends it away. Numbers, good no-look pass, quick shot. Stopped by Clayton. Good hustle by Shane Francis to scoop up that loose ball and give his team another look on offense. Fresh clock. Matthews with a roll. Fake, two fakes. Stick save by Clayton. And Paris now will come away with it, and Logan Holmes. He'll put on the Jets and get it over the timeline. 4:20 to go here, opening quarter. Paris leading by a goal. McDowell. Spencer Pike at the top. He's got a cannon. He'll look for an opening. Tries to go underneath. Lots of stick work. Tried to tuck it over the shoulder of Paris, but Paris at about 6'4". Makes it awfully difficult. Pike, good hustle to scoop up and fish out that loose ball, and he gives his team a fresh clock. McDowell. Keene at the top. He'll slide over to the shooter's spot, look for a screen. Sniffing the 5-hole, but Paris closed that one. Went off the rafters, and it will stay here. Riverwolves ball. McDowell trying to work through a defender. Paris lost sight of it, but didn't go across the goal line. And the Timbermen now will move it up. Fred Hartley shaking bacon. Good try, good save from Clayton. Ball loose, and Paris now in transition. Put on the brakes and a bad pass made, and the Timbermen come away with it. 3 minutes to go here, opening quarter. Matthews will flip it high. Joe Hall, swing it back out. Tim Bergen. Defense on him, and Albicus. Good under move. Looking for that top corner, couldn't find it. Rebound stopped by Clayton. And it'll come back out in Albicus. Albicus will get it over the line. They'll slow it up. Get their O out there and go to work. Leading by a goal. Burke again looking 5-hole, and Keene sniffed the rebound. Burke there, recipient back to Keene. Wrong stick side. Got to send it back out. Underhand off the post and off the rafters. And even without a stick, Paris did a good job just to get enough of that. .2:15 to go here in the first. Riverwolves trying to work the screen and roll. Pike unloading, but Paris there, perfect position to cut down the angle and make the save. He'll move it up to Riley Campbell, who will retreat and give way to the offense. Brandenburg, dump it off. Matthews working. Brandenburg on his stick side, goes hard, inside out. Clayton made that look easy, and the Riverwolves move it up now with 1:35 to go. McDowell got a screen, a late one on the roll to Burke. Burke took a fake, went to the short side. Mike Burke. Mike Burke with his second goal of this game. And with 1:20 to go, Peterborough now will come away with it. Some good defense. The double team on Colton Armstrong, and taking a beating in there, and he coughs it up. And Paris now will have to hurry to get it over the timeline. And they do just beat the clock and continue to work to the net, dumping that off. Pike again with a chance. Good save by Paris, under a minute to go here in the first. Outlet pass. Handled, not cleanly though, by Campbell, but he manages to regain possession and find Brandenburg. Brandenburg working on the screen. Good save by Clayton. Come back the other way with 30 seconds to go. Jamie McMahon. With Matthews keeping a close eye on him, he'll retreat. And it's Burke. 15 seconds to go here. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pike running out of time. 5, big overhand goes wide. 5 seconds on the clock, winding down, and Peterborough's going to hustle and run out of time. So after 15 minutes to play, it's the Paris Riverwolves 5 and the Peterborough Timbermen 3. Locked and loaded now for the second quarter, with the Riverwolves leading 5-3, and off the draw, Surly and Coons, and it's Surly that comes away with it, and the Riverwolves will get the first possession of this quarter. Mackenzie Mitchell avoiding a defender, and he will find his way off, as will Brett Albicus, and the entire offense will be on the carpet and go to work. Keene, backhand try, just wide. 5 on the shot clock, gotta hurry. Pike's gonna come around, let that big shot go. Comes up empty and into the rafters, and it will be Timberman ball, and play it where it lies. They'll get it in the offensive end and go to work. Good speed going to the net, no goal. On the call was Caleb Bingley. And now it will come back the other way in West Cooley. Cooley to Curran. Curran across to Burke, who sends it down low. Curran gets it back. Looking for an opening, switch hands and switch back. Kick it over to the right side. Skip pass looking down low for McDowell. His shot goes wide. They run out of time. Sorry, that's Josh Medeiros. They run out of time, and it'll be Peterborough ball. Matthews will find Atwood, who will send it cross court. And that pass goes well wide and picked off Atwood. That's the second time he's made a good pick, and not able to finish was Fred Hartley. So a squandered opportunity there for the Timbermen, and Derek Surley now will bring it back for the Riverwolves. That pass high, but Burke manages to play the carom. Pike again, and Pike loses the head of his stick and possession. And it'll be Peterborough ball going the other way. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here, Lance went along with JVI Productions, bringing you the third of three quarterfinals in the Arena Lacrosse League playoffs. And that's picked off, and to the races is Albicus. And big save from Paris, and back come the Timbermen. So Brett Paris keeping his team in it, giving them a chance, trailing by 2. They cough it back up, and it's the big man, Rob Codger, who will lug it over and then lose it. And that pass is rifled ahead to Campbell. Campbell will avoid Codger at all costs, like most smart players will. Atwood looking to roll, tries to flip. Nobody even sees where it is. Good job by Shane Francis just to get it. He takes a hard hit for coughing it up. And Clayton will loft it up to Surley. Surley to Keene, back to Surley. Down low, quick stick finish. Beauty, Surley to Burke. And it's 6-3 for the Riverwolves. Up to this point, the Timbermen haven't had an answer for Mike Burke. He's got 3 of the Riverwolves' 6 goals here in the first half. Matthews working one-on-one. Does the swim, rolls out, dumps it back to the top. Good fake, move in, big save from Clayton. As Tim Bergen had a clear lane to the net, but not able to find the back of it, and it will be the Riverwolves coming the other way. Curran. Skip pass to Burke. Burke working on the half boards. Got a screen, kicked it back up. Swung around McDowell, tucks it, draws a crowd, flips it back. 2 on the shot clock. They look down low and run out of time. So a good defensive set for the Timbermen. They earn another possession, and with 10:35 to go, they trail by 3. Brandenburg back to the top. Atwood hadn't been able to get that shot off, and Clayton got enough, closed the 5-hole just enough. And he will lob it to Albicus, who will look for Burke, who manages to come down with it. Quick cross court to Curran for the quick stick. And Pike a little overly aggressive interference call, and it'll be Timbermen that move it up. Armstrong looking for that far corner, stopped, and a lob ahead. But good defense, better save from Paris. As Logan Holmes in transition put on the Jets for a good scoring chance, and fortunately door got closed just in time. Pike again looking to unload, faked it, and of course two combatants of equal size. Looks like there could be coincidental minors. As he'll sit for two, and the Timbermen will go to work on the power play, trailing by 3. Hartley out there with Atwood and Matthews. Brandenburg at the top. And Atwood faked the overhand, came back. Good arm save by Clayton, and the Riverwolves will lug it back in Derek Surley. Surley to Albicus, and they will surely kill some time with just under 9 minutes to go here in the second. Albicus skip pass to Burke. Burke comes with the underneath move, goes bounce, stopped by Paris. Peterborough scoops it up, heads up the other way. Minute 5 to go in the power play. Atwood will set things up. Matthews will slide down to the right crease. Atwood and the right shooter. Brandenburg interchange. Atwood, top corner. So Chris Atwood on the board for the first time in this game. Off the draw, scooped up by the Timbermen in Zach Thompson, and he will teeter that line before dumping it off and finding his way off. So wholesale changes as the offense comes on. Atwood again. Skip pass to Hartley. Hartley working one-on-one, kicks it back out. Long shot, wide, touches the rafters, will go the other way. 7:45 to go here in the second. Cooley gives it off to Curran. And he'll dump it off. Keene. Swing to Curran. Curran looking for a cutter. Keene again. To the top in Burke. Burke sidearm wide. Pike almost able to play the carom. Couldn't though, and doing a good job of eluding a defender and getting that up ahead was Riley McKinnon. And the Timbermen will now be a little more deliberate on offense. Joe Hall, one-on-one. Good move by Drew Quinlan to elude a couple of defenders and get it up. Curran will go hard. Pick that short side. Braden Curran with his second of the game. Timbermen close to within 2, and the Riverwolves have an answer. And that goes all the way and right onto and into the stick of Colton Armstrong. Wasn't able to beat Clayton, and a bit of a bobble there from Josh Medeiros, but a good recovery. And it's Mackenzie Mitchell. Pull it out. Pike dumps it off. Burke, and nothing pretty is going to come out of that one, as we're going to have our officials time out. Josh Medeiros, the rebel without a cause, he'll spend 2 minutes in the box, and the Timbermen will go to work once again on the power play. So Brandenburg, Atwood, Hartley, Matthews out there. And curling across interchange. Couldn't find Matthews. A quick pass, and Clayton airs it out to his counterpart. And Paris wanted to return the favor. Merry Christmas. But Matthews intercepted that, and their offense will go to work with a minute 25 to go. Atwood, his sidearm wide. That's going to be a violation, and it'll be Paris ball. Play it where it lies. McDowell with a minute 15 left in the penalty. He'll loft it up, and Albicus will stand steady until the defenders come to him. Dumps it off to Burke. Burke will go across the carpet, find an opening, wrong stick side, got a shot off. Stopped by Paris, and it's going to be Peterborough ball going the other way. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 3-goal game in favor of the Riverwolves. And with 40 seconds to go in the power play, be a good time as Matthews with a big shot, couldn't find the net. Was looking for that far side, and it'll be Paris now that will move it up. Albicus overran that, but did a good job to recover. And he'll flip it back to Surly, who will roll it across and get Greg Riley off his back. 10 seconds left in the power play. And it'll be the last possession here with the man advantage for the Timbermen, and they will run out, and teams now will be at full strength. Matthews. Brandenburg. And he loses it. Good defense by the Riverwolves, and they've got numbers. 3-on-2. Sidearm way off from Mackenzie Mitchell. And in turn back the other way looking for the trailer. Missing him, and now it's going to be Jonah Beam to Keene. Keene to Curran. Curran will shuffle over and skip it back to Keene. Keene with a flip. That was blocked. Got it back. Big shot from Burke. Stopped by Paris. And he'll move it up. Zach Thompson flip and retreat. Joe Hall working on the half boards. Kicks it back out. Bodies flying. Big overhand. That's blocked. And a race for it with numbers. The trailer. And a bad pass gives Peterborough a chance. And that's close to an over and back. Matthews wrong stick side. Stopped by Clayton. Tricky bounce. And the Timbermen managed to regain possession, and they'll slow things up with 2.5 to go. Atwood goes under. Beauty. Far corner. Chris Atwood. And he's feeling it right now as the score now 7-5. Chris Atwood, of course, a new acquisition by the Timbermen. Spent last season in the Arena Lacrosse League with the St. Catharines Shockwave. Was an offensive force there, and he is with Peterborough as well. Paris working it around, had that shot blocked by Keene. And Spencer Pike does a good job to corral it. They move it up. No reset. 5 on the shot clock. Keene to Burke. Stopped by Paris. Minute 50 to go. Timbermen will move it back up. Looking to close the gap. Trailing by 2. Bingley. Defense will depart. Offense will go to work. Atwood will quarterback this possession. Gets a screen. Brings it back, gets pushed out. His pass, though, meant for Brandenburg, but whistled by his ear, and Paris now will bring it up with a minute 20 to go. Quinlan to Curran. Curran goes underneath, skip pass, finds no one. Good job by McDowell to track it down. And Curran rolls back, switch hands. Good skip, Keene leaning in. Tried to post up and go over the shoulder. Couldn't, and it'll be possession to Peterborough with 53 seconds left here in the opening half. Matthews. One-on-one on the run. Bounce shot wide off the rafters, going up the other way with 41.3 seconds to go. Surly to Albicus. Albicus had a notion, thought better of it. Got it back out. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Burke shrugs off a defender. Keene fake, roll, sidearm wide. And that's going to find the timeline be a violation with 18.1. It's loose. Play it where it lies. And 0.1 seconds to go here. With the shot clock off, Timbermen are going to try to capitalize and close this gap here before the end of the first half. 5 on the shot on the game clock. And a dump down by Brandenburg, looking to sneak that through, but Clayton having none of it, goes for the open net, and that will do it. So after the opening 30 minutes, it's the Paris Riverwolves 7 and the Peterborough Timbermen 5. All set to go here for quarter number 3 as soon as the Timbermen all show up on the bench. Not quite sure. Must have been quite the talk from head coach Joe Sullivan as Albicus, taking a bit of abuse, lugs it over the timeline and flips to Burke. So 7-5 the score here. Paris leading by 2 with possession. Kern, swing pass to Keene. Dan Keene hasn't been able to get that off. Missed a few games with other commitments, and you can bet that head coach Jamie Dubrick glad to have him back. Quick shot and a good one from McDowell. And he opens the scoring here in the third, and it's 8-5. Right off the bat, the Riverwolves make the Timbermen pay for being a bit unprepared, as you don't often see a trip like that, as Surly went down hard on the carpet, and the Timbermen will come away with possession off the faceoff. Down low and wrapped around, and we're going to have a holding penalty called on the play. Josh Medeiros, the guilty party, pleading his case to to John Sutcliffe, who made the call. I think everyone in this building knew that it was a hold, as Matthews will go to work, and he's in the crease. It'll be Paris possession. And Matthews, losing his cool, is going to find his way to the penalty box, and apparently not going quietly. So Joel Matthews will get a penalty, and he's still jawing at referee Ryan Wilson. And Wilson not really the guy that you should be jawing to, as that one goes off of Burke's helmet, and it'll be possession the other way in the Riverwolves. Curran racing over, 2-on-1. Keeps it himself, finds the short side. Plenty of chirping going on, and the bottom line is if you're not disciplined enough and get these penalties, you're going to give teams a chance to beat you. And drawing some contact was Mitchell, as he's going to go hard to the net and keep going. And you better believe that that's certainly going to draw a crowd, at the very least a penalty. Mackenzie Mitchell will get 2 for interference, and we'll go 4-on-3 with the Timbermen having the man advantage. They'll work it around. Atwood from the top, overhand stop. And Albicus is going to race away with it. Can't pick it up. Timbermen do, and Brandenburg now will bring it back. Dumps it down low, gets it back. Good no look. Working to Hartley, kicks it back out. Brandenburg tries to come inside out. Closed the 5-hole did Clayton, and it'll be Albicus now with Curran. 2-on-1. Albicus with a shot down the crossbar, and they're going to call too many men on the play. So an interesting call here, as this will lead to a penalty shot, and it's going to be Chris Atwood that's going to go one-on-one with Nolan Clayton. Atwood wasted no time and trotted through the crease, and Clayton certainly took exception. And Atwood will trot to the bench, and we've got a 9-6 game. So you're not allowed to have 3 men in the box, hence the reason the penalty shot. And just in case we're not familiar with those rules, it has happened this season, and the Timbermen now will come away with it, as looks pretty barren out there. Another 4-on-3 as for at least 20 seconds. So the Timbermen have closed to within 3, have a chance here to add to the tally if they can beat Clayton. And a quick stick bounce shot, good finish. So Atwood on fire has scored. That's his 4th of the game. Slowly but surely, as we're set to resume play with 11:50 to go. And Paris and Albicus, good speed, wrong stick side, tried to shuffle it into the far corner, manages to get it back and flip it over. Surley with the shot, stopped by Paris. And a fine example of momentum swing, as you had Paris come out of the locker room on fire, scored twice, looked like they were going to spread the gap, decided to spend some more time in the penalty box, and the Timbermen have capitalized to close to within 2. They go to work now again with 50 seconds here in this man advantage. Brandenburg and the shooter. Atwood feeling it, underhand stopped by Clayton, and a fresh 30 for Brandenburg and company. Matthews at the top. Atwood at the shooter on the right side. Brandenburg left shooter. Matthews sidearm rafters and over and back the call. Play it where it lies. It'll be Paris ball with 29 seconds to go. So they've got a chance to kill this penalty with 10:55 to go here in the third. Burke with a give and go. Got it late. Good save from Paris, and a late hit on Burke. And that's going to be another penalty. This time it'll be to Nick Karam. So Karam in the box, 4-on-4 for 10 more seconds. And then Paris will go on the power play. So they'll just pull it out. And now they are with a man advantage as Dan Keene comes out, gets the pass at the top. Keene shuffles it over. Cutter and Burke finds that look in the corner, touch the rafters, and they come up empty. It'll be Peterborough ball. Campbell. Burke all over him as Campbell loses it. Good job as Brandenburg in there, and Burke comes away with it. Burke will get it off to Brandenburg, got a hustle, And he does, absorbs the contact. Sorry, not Brandenburg, but Logan Holmes. And he will give the Paris offense a chance with 15 on the shot clock. Under a minute now in the power play. Work it around. Everyone gets a touch. Burke sizing it up. Stopped by Paris. He corrals the rebound. And he moves it ahead on a good pass. On the money to Shane Francis. Francis shot and Surly took a hard hit. That's going to be a penalty. The steady parade continues to the penalty box here in this third quarter as the game has all but come to a bit of a standstill. 5-minute major goes up on the board for Shane Francis. Derek Surly in 2, and a good up and down by Braden Curran for his 4th goal of the game. And it's 10-7 Riverwolves. Rob King and Brett Coons in the circle, and it'll be possession Paris. So just 2 in the box. 4-on-4 for a minute 30. Burke had it hacked away from him. And off to the races, and a great transition goal from Riley McKinnon. And they close that gap now 10-8. 8:44 to go here in the third. And off the draw, Albicus picked it up, goes to the bounce. Paris with a good pad save. Timbermen now will move it on up. Matthews over the timeline, and he will settle on the half boards. And inch his way in, wait for a trailer. Big shot, big save. So Clayton up to the task. And loose in the corner. So an 8-second call violation will give Peterborough the ball back. Trailing by 2. So the Timbermen, despite being a little undisciplined this quarter, are still in this game. Atwood locked and loaded. And he lets it go, and headed off to the races is King. King will pull it up and wait for Keene. Dan Keene sizing things up on the half boards, and he will find Mike Burke. Burke. Keene looking for a screen from Burke. Ready for the flip, loses it, and the Timbermen pick it up and are off to the races. Colton Armstrong stopped, and he continues to go right through the crease as it looks like we're going to have our officials timeout. Six seconds left in the Derek Surly penalty as that'll wind down, and the Riverwolves will have just under 3 minutes with the man advantage to add to their 2-goal lead. McDowell, and he loses it. It goes over and back, and racing down to get it is Brody Tutton. And he does, and they will regroup with Colton Armstrong and work some clock. Matthews, one-on-one, good move, shifty. Has position, fends off 1, getting hit by 2 as they're working him low. He loses it, but kills enough time, 4 on the shot clock. So a great job by Matthews as he kills 30, and now there's just over 2 minutes left into man advantage. Riverwolves with their power play unit out there. Burke slides, kicks, Pike. The big shot that finally finds its way through. Spencer Pike on the board. 6:15 to go here in the third quarter. And that ball picked up, scooped up by Mitchell. He'll curl out and dish it off to Pike. Pike struggled a bit with his shot in the last couple of games of the regular season. And I say struggle meaning it usually has the velocity, just didn't have the accuracy. And kind of got the monkey off his back there, as that one from Burke will go the distance over the timeline for a violation. And it looks like there might be another call on the play. So not quite sure what the discussion is. Could be the possession, and either way it looks like we'll have a draw ball and solve it that way. And certainly odd, but Surly will win that clean, and Albicus wide open. Thought better of it, did Blaze McCullough. Finds a trailer in Pike. He goes hard. Good save as now Pike's not too small himself, but he managed to get right up to around the chest of Paris, and it'll be Peterborough ball headed up the other way with 5:25 to go. 11-8 the score in favor of the Riverwolves. Timbermen need a little something here to close the gap heading to the final 15. As they work it around the horn, 10 on the shot clock. Matthews. And his shot, Clayton had to make a good save. Hustling for that rebound, and it's King that comes away with it, gets stick checked, and not able to corral that was Wes Cooley. And the Timbermen now will get another chance. Hartley will find Atwood, and Atwood will settle things down, and things in the slot as Atwood Brandenburg looking 5-hole, but Clayton coughed it, did a good job of putting a stick there and closing that off. Holmes to Burke. Burke was looking for Quinlan. Quinlan not able to bring in the pass, and the length of the court for Paris, and the Riverwolves now will bring it back with 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Burke got a screen, dumped it down low, looking for Kern for the quick stick finish. All through a whole crowd, and getting it done was McDowell. Good shot, but right into the defender's stick. And McDowell goes tree chopping. No call on the play. And Peterborough now with possession and 3.5 minutes left in the quarter. Atwood. Tutton can't find anyone. Flip pass, Atwood running out of time. It'll be possession Riverwolves on the shot clock violation. Beam. Flip retreat to Curran. Curran will fake the flip and this time give it off to Burke. Curran will get it back. Hard screen from Pike. Shot stopped by Paris. Ball loose in the corner. Reset. And once again, we'll have a penalty on the play. So Spencer Pike will stand in front of the judge and jury, spend 2 minutes in the box. And the Timbermen now will get another look with the man advantage. Trailing by 3 goals here late in the third. Brandenburg kicks it to Atwood. Atwood, good fake. Got the shot off, stopped by Clayton. Ball remains loose. Matthews scoops it up. And a fresh clock. Atwood. That's too close for him to let it rip. Stopped by Clayton. And he'll just loft it up, and a good pass made to Mackenzie Mitchell. 2 minutes to go here in the third. 1:05 left in the penalty. As the Riverwolves will continue to kill some time, shot clock winding down. It gets rolled into the corner, and Peterborough now will bring it back with 50 seconds to go into man advantage. 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Brandenburg, Hartley, Atwood, Matthews, and Bergen. Bounce shot stopped, and they're saying no reset on the play. No argument from anyone, so I don't believe that Clayton got a piece of anything. As Surly now thread the needle to Curran in traffic, and Curran still battling. Does some hard work, but it's the Timbermen to come away with it. 10 seconds left in the power play. In transition. Big goal. Courtesy Nick Karam, his second of the game, and it's 11-9. 58.6 seconds to go in the third. It's a 2-goal game as the Timbermen clawed their way back, and off the draw it gets hockeyed down into the Timbermen end. Paris will get it over, and some pressure from the Riverwolves as they got to hurry. They're not going to get it over. They just get it over in time. So some good work there by Fred Hartley, and they eventually lose it as Albicus will bring it back. 30 seconds to go. Surly to Keene. Burke with Keene on it, same side. McDowell at the top. 3-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Cross-court pass, McDowell, door closed. Burke feeding Keene, his shot stopped. Reset. And incidental contact will give the ball to Paris with 1.9. Need a quick shot, won't get it. So a slow but steady third quarter, and after 3, it is the Paris Riverwolves 11 and the Peterborough Timbermen 9. To go here as we're ready for the fourth and final quarter, with the Riverwolves leading by 2. Off the draw, Paris will get possession and move it up and attack the net, looking for Albicus. And a good job by Josh Medeiros to track down the loose ball, and he'll remain on and play some offense. Keene on the run. Shot goes off the shoulder of Paris, and it will be Riverwolves ball with a fresh 30. Looking for a cutter, and Keene, and a big save from Paris. Needed all 6'5" of them to stop that. And Curran comes away with it. Looking for an opening. Gives it off to a cutter all day. McDowell, but stopped by Paris, and the Timbermen will bring it up. So Brett Paris keeping his team in it. 2 big saves to maintain that 2-goal deficit. And Joel Matthews now will go to work on the right side. Of course, Matthews being shadowed by Rob Codger. That shot from way out to Clayton, and he'll send it away. And in transition, but not able to finish, was Drew Quinlan. And Peterborough now will go to work as they get it over the timeline. Francis will wheel out, flip and retreat. Atwood now will look for it and turns it over to Jamie McMahon. McMahon with Quinlan, 2-on-1. They don't have any numbers. Looking for Albicus. And ball still loose. And there you have it. Some good work from Quinlan and a shot. So Paris now with possession. And between McMahon and Albicus, some excellent work. Bullet shot from Burke stopped. And loose. Pike's going to mishandle it. And Not sure if Spencer Pike's supporting cast were impressed with that maneuver, but it's a tough crowd, I tell you. 12:35 to go here in the fourth, and the Timbermen need to be very deliberate. Just trailing by 2, got to stay in this game. Brandenburg, backhand pass, shot, rebound, 2 big saves from Clayton. And he'll loft the outlet to Surly, and now move it up over the timeline. Surly looking for a cutter out the back door. Give go Albicus, big save from Paris. So good passing from the Riverwolves, better save from Paris and the Timbermen, and they will bring it back now with 1:25 to go in the power play. Atwood directing traffic. And around the horn it goes. Sticking on the left side. Atwood slides over, underhand rocket stopped, fishes it out, tries to wheel in there in traffic, can't get it, and Matthews almost with a good stick check, and there's going to be too many men as just too quick out of that back door. So Paris appears to be helping the cause, but not their own, as they are now in a 5-on-3 situation. And with a safety at the back line, and Clayton jumps up to get that carom. Shot blocked, and Surly is going to get it, loft it over. Albicus is going to slow it up and pick it up. Surly. 10 on the shot clock. They try to dump it down to Albicus. Bad pass, and Paris will get it and move it back up. Matthews. 15 seconds to go in a 2-man advantage. To Atwood. Atwood now slid down to the right crease. And that shot from Matthews way off the mark. Atwood with Surly loses the battle, a half-hearted attempt, and it's moved up to Albicus doing a little everything. 2-on-1, Albicus, big shoulder save from Paris. Riverwolves maintain possession. They've killed 1 penalty, 45 seconds left in the second. Timberwolves okay to be a bit complacent here as they do a good job forcing the turnover, and they come back the other way. Atwood with McMahon on him, and his shot looked like it may have a hook. Matthews point blank over the net again. And Paris now will bring it back, so a couple of golden opportunities for Joel Matthews and the Timbermen, and they're not able to capitalize. So that's going to do it for the Paris penalty, as they do a good job of killing off being 2-man short. Wrong stick side, Curran. He'll switch hands and roll out of the corner. 9:30 to go here in the fourth. Curran all over. And his quick shot, and they're going to wave that off. And there's going to be a bit of a conference here as Ryan Wilson waved it off. John Sutcliffe said, And John Watson, the crew chief, staying out of it. So from our vantage point, I'd have to see a replay on that to really give you a justified answer, but looked awfully close to being a good goal. So a goal is called on the play as it appeared to beat the clock. So Braden Curran with his 5th of the game. So in the meantime, between time, an awful lot of crying off the draw. Brandenburg, great save with a stick check at the last second was Dan Mickle. So an outstanding job, and The goal counts as it appeared to beat the shot clock. At least that's what official Ryan Wilson deemed. As he had called no goal. Official John Sutcliffe said goal, and we've got another situation here where looks like karma will balance itself out. Long pass and a beauty from Paris. Big save at the other end from Clayton. So tit for tat, you got one and you got one taken away. And that inside out from Hartley. So things got balanced out, I guess evened out in the wash, you could say. And we're still 12-9 with 8:50 to go here in the fourth. Official Ryan Wilson in the break with a long conversation with head coach of the Timbermen, Joe Sullivan. And Sully doesn't look any cooler than he did when he was having the discussion. Either way, Riverwolves go to work. Curran, quick shot, goes overhead, gets the rebound, and his bounce shot. Finish it. Braden Curran, a one-man wrecking crew with his 6th goal of this game. So never a dull moment here in the Arena Lacrosse League, that's for sure, as Surly won the draw and the Riverwolves collectively come away with the loose ball, and it's Albicus who draws a crowd but somehow stays on his feet, takes a couple of hard hits, and they find the back of the net. So making them pay was Dan Keene, and it's 14-9 Riverwolves. So like they have all regular season, these Riverwolves, very resilient. They seem to weather the storm. And they did just that, staying a lot more disciplined than the Timbermen. And while Peterborough was worried about crying, they were putting the ball in the back of the net. Transition, chance here for the Timbermen. Stopped by Clayton. And he will send the outlet to Albicus, who's done just about everything here today. Curran comes flying out, and he has been the biggest offensive threat as Burke comes off the screen and is stopped by Paris, who sends the outlet from his knees. Matthews out the back door. Quick pass. Tried the swim move, didn't work. Stripped, and the Riverwolves will come away. Moving it up, couldn't handle it, was Quinlan. And Peterborough will bring it back. McKinnon. Big shot. That goes off the rafters. And we're at the 7-minute mark. We're going to have our officials timeout. They're going here as we are at the 7-minute mark of the fourth, with Paris in control, leading by 5. Of course, just one invite left to the Final Four next weekend, with one of these two teams earning themselves a ticket. Shockwave are already there. Monarchs already there. Steelhawks already there. Timbermen with some work to do with 6.5 minutes to go. They need to put that ball in the back of the net a few times as Atwood swings it across. Good fake, and Clayton closing the door, as that's going to be a back-in call, and it's going to be Timberman ball. Brandenburg swings it over. Bergen hasn't been able to find much of an opening as Body's laying in the slot. Atwood rolling to the net with 2 defenders on him. Tiptoes out, 15 on the shot clock. Has one man draped all over him. That's never going to be a good call, as that's an interference. And it will be Paris that'll bring it up. Albicus. He'll flip that back, and it'll be Drew Quinlan that will pass it off and retreat to the bench. Burke, a beautiful pass to McDowell, and a late hit he takes exception to. and cooler heads are going to prevail. Brett Coons and Drew Quinlan will have a chance to cool off in the box with coincidental minors, and 5.5 to go off the draw. That pass, an errant shot, goes wide. So things just not working well for the Timbermen as they appear to have taken their net and gone home here with over 5 minutes to go. Burke took a screen from Keene, turned it over, looked like a moving screen anyway. So justice did prevail as the Timbermen now will try to cut into this deficit. Trailing by 6. Good overhand, but Clayton right where he should be. Makes it look easy, and he'll send the outlet. And it's Logan Holmes. Give and go. Curran almost had his 7th of the game, if not for a good save by Paris. And that's picked off. Timberman out of the back door. Good pass, tucked in neatly. So a beauty finish for Mark Brandenburg. And it's 15-10. Tough crowd here at Children's Arena, I tell you. Referees get no love, that's for sure. Glad I'm not wearing stripes up here in the booth. Timberman now close to within 5. Got to show a little life here with over 4. Matthews, big shot stopped by Clayton. Loose ball picked up. Surly, head man up to Albicus. Albicus with one man to beat. He'll pull it out and wait for some assistance. Dish it off and he'll retreat. 4 minutes to go here in the 4th. Riverwolves looking for the screen and roll. Keene instead. Burke keeps it himself. Paris makes a save and long pass. Knocked down and corralled by Karam, and he now will wait, but really don't have a whole lot of time as they were looking for that runner out of the back door. Didn't get it. Clayton shot pass up ahead to Beam, and Jonah Beam will hang on to it and flip it over to Albicus. Sorry, not Albicus. Zach Sloan. And Sloan will hustle his way off. And they'll work the clock now. The clock in favor of the Riverwolves as Dan Keene will hang on to it. Almost had it stripped, took the sidearm, went wide off the rafters. It'll be Peterborough ball with 3:05 to go. Bullet pass from Paris to Atwood. Out the back door, Atwood fakes to the trailer, tries to flip it, crease the call, and Clayton will send Albicus away unscathed. 2:50 to go here in the 4th. Paris with a 5-goal advantage, and they're going to work clock. They don't need goals, they just need to work some time. Mitchell, shot. Paris again will send out the outlet pass. Karam had a notion, took a hard hit, and Clayton will float that one over. Excellent job to leave that one was Mitchell. And with 2:11 to go and another power play for the Riverwolves, they could certainly yield the dagger here, but with a 5-goal lead, there's really no need except to keep that ball moving and work that whole shot clock. So Keene unloads, rebound, and it's picked up by the Timbermen. And they'll hustle their way up. Not able to Hauling that pass was Armstrong. Timbermen, though, get it back. Minute and a half to go. Hot potato with that ball, and it'll be Curran. Takes a hard hit, thinks better of it. So good sportsmanship as we're at now minute 25 to go. Burke took a hit from Armstrong. Not too worried about it as they're going to wind down the shot clock. So a show of good sportsmanship from Jamie Dubrick and his crew as they'll let that ball go all the way down with a minute and 3 to go here in the fourth final quarter. So 103 left in the Timbermen season, and it's been a good one up to this point as Joel Matthews will add to his tally, and it's 15-11. Off the draw, Timbermen get possession with 52 seconds to go. And Peterborough will try their best to add another one. Hartley tried to get through, long shot, stopped. Rebound, now it's goes to, big surprise, Albicus. And he gets it over the timeline with 30 seconds to go. 10 seconds left in the penalty, and they're just going to wind this one down. Under 10 on the shot clock. 10 on the game clock, and it's flipped to the corner, and with 6.8 to go, Paris is going to rifle it on the money, but that's going to be all she wrote. As the Paris Riverwolves, the second seed, they will advance to the semifinals. Make sure you check our website for the semifinal matchups. So it's the Toronto Monarchs, the St. Catharines Shockwave, the Whitby Steelhawks, and the Paris Riverwolves, the Final Four in the Arena Lacrosse League. An outstanding ball game. Hats off to the Paris Riverwolves and the Peterborough Timbermen. And we, of course, will see you at Final Four Saturday at the Toronto Rock Athletics Center in Oakville.